We went out and found some awesome stuff. I got to tell you about that. And we got back just in time, got my laundry put away, and it's all good. I got the projects done last night and everything written up today, so it's good. And the PDF is already out there. So this is the last video or the last live for 2025. So there is now going to be 325 videos on the YouTube channel, and there are 99 of these out there, one shy of 100. Ooh, Tracy made lasagna yesterday. Ooh, yum yum. We had a turkey roast and homemade stuffing. So I made for the it's a recipe for a turkey stuffing um bread in my bread machine, and then I cut it up into cubes and I toasted it and I added stuff to it and it came out really yummy. So yeah, we kind of had what would be kind of like a mini Thanksgiving um dinner, and someone needs to mute their little dingy phone. So Yvonne's in the house. She's right there. And if I wanted to get her attention, I could probably find something,
Throw it
and
at me.
throw it at her. No, I wouldn't do that. That would hurt. So, but anyway, so surprisingly enough, everything, and Becky says hi, um, got things done. Now, mind you, I didn't go to bed till like about 3:30 in the morning, which is what time I went to bed the night before, and then the night before that. But no, we cannot do that tonight. So I'm glad that you guys remembered, because when I first came on here to get things kind of set up, it's like, ooh, 12 minutes ago, nobody's on yet. It's like, I hope they remembered that I said 6 o'clock. But yep, everybody did. You guys are already here and chatting away, and hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. Ours was very lay low. Vaughn and her husband Don, they came over in the afternoon and we had a nice dinner. Hello, Deborah. And we just had a good time. And then Don, what time did Don leave? He left a little bit early because he
Six.
around 6, because he had to work today. Yuck. And yeah, he was feeling a little tired and sleepy. So yeah, this time it's not all blinky and all that, but while I was out in that last week when I found the Christmas one, I got the one with the disco balls on it, because next Wednesday is New Year's Eve, and I will not be doing another live until just after. So they'll probably come out again, but what is it, next Thursday, I'm going to use the Snowy Delight bundle. So that's the one that has the decorative masks to them. So we'll do some ink blending with that one. And then next Friday is going to be the Lights of Aurora suite. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the month of January, because that's coming up. And was it Thursday? There's a video. There's going to be two videos. There's going to be a Throwback Thursday, and it's the first, and it's going to be a monthly Christmas card inspiration, even though Christmas is over. And guys, keep an eye out in your mailboxes, because I did do my Christmas cards. There's another thing that's a shocker. All these years I keep making cards. Unfortunately, I didn't have the stamps to go and mail them out, but this year there's both, and I still got plenty to last me for probably another 3 more years without making any more. And so, yeah, your cards are out in the mail. And so the ones going, international, overseas, it's going to take a little bit longer, but I did get them out before Christmas. Christmas Eve, that's close enough, but yeah, the only thing I have left to do now is do the calendars for my coworkers, and I actually got everything cut up. And as a matter of fact, Miss Assistant, Could you do me a favor and pull the calendar that I made for myself up on the computer there? I can show, nope, over in that corner. Nope, not that one, that one. I can show you what I went with. And it's only fitting because the paper that I use, this, well, no, the stamp's not, but the paper that I use for these just happens to be the same paper that I am using tonight with the Brush with Beauty Suite. So this is what the calendars look like this year. So I just stuck with 3 different of the patterns of the paper. Actually, you will see them tonight because that's the same patterns that I used on the cards for tonight. And so instead of just the vertical one like this, I made it a landscape. And then of course, these are those little tear off calendars from Tailored Expressions. And interestingly enough, they're a little tiny bit smaller than the ones that I use for this year's calendar. So changed it up a little bit, but you know what? Hey, you can still see the date and the numbers and all that. So that's what's important. So all I have to do is I have 9 more of those that I have to assemble. Everything's pre-cut already and I just have to assemble. And I had leftover angels from that I picked up on Christmas Eve at church. And I have enough that there's their little gift too. So when I actually go back to the office, which will probably be like at the beginning of the new year, yeah, that's when they'll get it. A lot of people took days off, and I actually have been working from home this week, and I'm going to do the same next week because next week is going to be it's going to be a crazy busy week because I have to do that lead file again, and there's holidays involved, and when there's holidays involved, it takes a lot longer. And of course, when I get that report, it's probably going to be on New Year's Eve day. So yeah, I need to get that done sooner rather than later. But I'm just going to keep going and just try and get things done. So then that way I can just kind of chill on what do you call it? Yeah, and you know, when I bought those calendars, they were on sale. Evidently, they went up $1, like to $5, but still, that's not bad for a package of 10 of them. And they were on sale for what I used to pay for them, $4. So I got a couple, I got about 3 packages of it. Yvonne, she got 2 of them. So I know she wants to make some calendars as well. And so it's been pretty busy here in the studio. Let me tell you guys, it was just meant to have everything align the way that it did today. Unfortunately, I can't do a show and tell with this because it's a little too big and there's not much room from the camera to hear. So today, this afternoon, don't mind me, I just have to itch my eye. Um, this afternoon, we ran out. We went up to Hobby Lobby. I think I got enough wrapping paper probably to last the rest of my life. Everything was like 60% off. So I got some cool decorative little things and a little gifty item. I'm going to try and do better on really doing my Christmas shopping throughout the year rather than waiting till it's almost Christmas and, you don't exactly have all the major amount of funds to do all this shopping. But so we got some cool things there. Then we went into Walmart. And while we were walking around, I said, okay, let's go check out the Christmas section. Now, uh, about a month or so ago, there is somebody on YouTube that I just go and I watch her videos. What does she go? Crafty Girl, I think is now the name that she's gone with. And she does mostly it's like haul videos, and then she shows how she decorates for the holidays in her home. And one of her videos, she was walking through. Could you do me a favor? Could you grab my water off of the nightstand? Um, she had been walking through Walmart in the Christmas decoration aisle. And as she was going past, you know, those plastic light up figures that you can get, thank you, that you can get in the store. You can set them up, plug them in, and they light up. Well, she came across, it was just a regular, stitch. And I'm like, ooh, I need to find that because I want to have that. However, couldn't find it in the Walmart right here. The Walmart that's by the Sam's Club that's closer to church. Okay, we went in there today. And so we went in the back where all the Christmas stuff was. And the back wall, the one part of the side wall there, is where they have all those plastic plug in, figures and stuff. We walk around the corner and I just happened to glance up and I found one of those plastic light up stitches. However, it just wasn't a plain stitch. It was an Elvis stitch. Oh my gosh. Ask Yvonne how I reacted when I saw that. I think I squealed a little bit, and I think people did see me and heard me, but oh my gosh. And it says on the bottom, Rockin' Christmas, and there's Stitch with his Elvis hair and his white jumpsuit and his guitar. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't need to plug this in. I don't. And it was on sale. And I'm like, yes, that was the best find ever. I couldn't pass that up. I know. Oh, looky here. Yvonne,
Yeah.
when did you bring that in?
Oh, I thought you saw. Yeah, I knew you'd want to show
Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm going to try and show this to you. Oh. Look, guys. Look at him. The hair, the jumpsuit, the guitar. And it says Rockin' Christmas on the bottom. How adorable is this? I love it. Now, if my granddaughter sees it, she may squeal a little bit. But the best of both worlds, Stitch and Elvis. Just like the one right back there. But that was just awesome to find that. And there were a couple of them there. And I know that they're going to have like a bigger discount. And thank you for bringing that in.
No problem.
And I know it's probably going to be cheaper. However, I think, what was it, 50% off? But I know that won't last. That would be gone like in no time. So there, yeah, we were going to make sure that was going to be in my cart and that was coming home with me. And I'm like so happy about that. So today was not bad at all. It was pretty good. I mean, when we left here, we didn't leave here till like about 1 o'clock. And I was kind of surprised because there were not really a whole lot of cars out. And Hobby Lobby, even though it was a little crowded, I was expecting it to be even worse. I can tell you the aisle with like the kitchen type stuff, like the plates, the cups, and all that other kind of stuff. Now that aisle was a little crowded, but it wasn't bad. We went in there, we got some really cool deals on stuff, and like I said, I don't think I need gift wrap ever because I got enough of it. And what's best, it was 60% off. Yay! Okay, so again, I hope everybody had a nice Christmas and it was just pleasant and relaxing. And yeah, I know you hit the light. It didn't affect anything. But like I said, it was fairly quiet here. The one thing that Oh, what this Chris? Okay, Terry says, "Good, my birthday is coming up." Oh, should I wrap all of her birthday presents in Christmas paper? Because that's what it is. It's Christmas paper. Which I could do that. I technically could do that. Because one of the patterns I got like a she says go for it, okay. Oh no, that's Froggy that said go for it. And she says I'm down, okay. But um I did use some of this paper this year, but then I got myself another roll because the roll's not as as thick. But it's like a Charlie Brown Christmas because I love Snoopy too. So of course I had to get that one. And then there's one with nutcrackers on it, and I just love nutcrackers too. Ooh, I need to find a Stitch nutcracker. Ooh, I'm gonna have to find one of those. But anyway, it was yeah, it's been a good day. So, the only problem with it is, here's the thing. Why is Christmas in the 70s? 70s is like insane. I mean, and then get this, Sunday it's supposed to rain. Okay, not no severe weather. It's supposed to rain, and then come Monday it's going to drop like 30 degrees. And it's going to be chillier, but why couldn't we have the chilly weather for Christmas? I mean, I tell you, oops, I don't need this. I just remembered that there's something I want to take care of right here for a moment. I want to actually go and just set my alarm since we're not, she can't escape. She can't go nowhere. So I'm going to set the alarm. Uh, and because sometimes I may forget to do this. And the next thing you know, when I'm about ready to go to bed and it's like after 1 or 2, then I realize, oh, the light on it's green, not blue. So let me do that right now. We're done. We're not going out anywhere. Um, but yeah, so everybody on what day was it? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday I got all of my Christmas cards done. And they're all in the mail, so keep an eye out in your mailbox. Um, got one coming. And speaking of which, I did get some happy mail. So I did get my ornament from Becky. Thank you, Becky. I like the colors because the colors are what I would say a gray and a burgundy color and white. And we know what colors those colors belong to. Where's Tracy? Tracy knows what I'm talking about. That's my Ohio State colors. So thank you. I love it. And then you want to talk about someone who can make some cards. Take a lucky guess who made this card. Take a lucky guess. This woman makes some incredible cards. Incredible. Oh, Yvonne's going to go get hers. She wants me to show her hers too. Where's she at? Okay, okay. I'm looking. Where'd she go? Terry. Terry made this one. There she is. Yep, I love it. Purple poinsettias. Pretty, pretty. And then Vaughn's going to go grab the one that she got from her too. So this is all the happy mail that I ended up getting. Let me take these and put them aside. Um, and I think it's getting warm in here. Yes, I loved it, loved it, loved it. And I got to figure out where I can put my cards because I got stuff all over the place. I don't know where I can display them. Oh, I do have those card racks that Stampin' Up, those wired ones that Stampin' Up sold a couple of years ago. I do have over there. I can clip my cards up. I could do that. And here is the card that she did for Yvonne. So Yvonne loves
It's
her pink.
beautiful, Terry.
I don't know if did you hear her, Terry? She says it's beautiful. But yeah, Yvonne loves her pink.
Hmm.
So a labor of love, that's exactly what it is. And it's amazing. I'm going to say this. It's amazing how you kick out cards like this. And we're not talking that, okay, this is going to take you days. You kick these cards out and they look like this, and you work as much as you do. It's amazing, woman. It's absolutely amazing because I struggle enough just doing these, but amazing and awesome. Thank you, Yvonne.
Hmm.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and I've kind of said, I think I got everybody, Deborah and Becky and Terry and Froggy and Tracy. Oh, and I just want to make mention of this that man, it's warm in here. Um After the live's been over, and I know some of you comments like, oh, I'm so sorry that I missed it and all that. Don't worry about it. It's never a problem because you can always watch the replay. And some of you have been saying the things that you were doing, like whether you were hanging out with friends or you were going to like holiday displays and stuff. Hey, that sounds like fun. So don't worry about it. It's never ever a problem, okay? All right, so I am going to flip this and we're going to get started. The cards that I made are fairly simple. Of course, everything is already prepped, so it should go pretty quick. And again, I'm using the Brush with Beauty Suite, and I've been saying that this thing is in the January to April mini catalog. No, it's not. I think this was the November online exclusive, I think. So it's online exclusive. It's not in a catalog. So let's go ahead and flip this and let's get started and get this lined up and get things situated. Picture of my arm in the camera. Move this up. Make sure we're even and we're not too close where this thing likes to focus in and out. I think we're good. Boy, my hands. Ugh. Let's get them out of the camera. Okay. So again, the PDF for tonight's projects, that's already out there on the Google Drive, which the link for is in the description right above the list of supplies. Um, there is really nothing new that is really going on with Stampin' Up. Let me see. So we have a new mini catalog that's going to be going live soon. I don't remember exactly which day it is. Still product of the month, and the true blue florals design series paper is still available. It's not sold out. Again, a minimum order of $75 after you apply any Stampin' Rewards and before the tax and shipping is added on, and you can get the paper for $5. And remember, you do need to add it to your cart, because if you don't add it to the cart, then you're not going to get it, okay? Still have the advent calendars. Now, I guess now, I mean, it's still available here in North America. So I'm thinking that come January next month, I should include this into one of my Fridays. And I mean, I can't use every single thing in the projects, but I should come up with some stuff for this in January. There's also the virtual card retreat that they're going to be doing January 22nd to the 23rd. This is a pretty long event. It goes from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's like 7 hours. But again, if you can't sit through that, you have the link to rewatch it. You're going to make like 15 different cards, and they're all fun folds. And there's some exclusive product to this. So the designer series paper that they're using, that's exclusive to it. The stamp sets, I think the one stamp set is exclusive. Now the set of dies and one of the stamp sets, this is going to be in an upcoming publication. So I'm thinking probably the new annual catalog, because we already have the January to April one. But the paper, yeah, other than this, it's not going to be available. Um, so what they did with the two-tone cardstock, they, instead of having one side dark and the other light, they actually have on one side they got half and half. And then the back is going to have like cutting dimensions for your different projects. And then of course these little embellishments. These little embellishments actually, they actually go with a suite that I think was online exclusive for next month, I think. Or was it for the previous? I don't remember, because there's just so much that comes out, and I can't keep track where, if it's a catalog or if it's online exclusive. But yeah, their little dots are in that. And then there's the paper pumpkin. So the paper pumpkin special delivery. It looks like it's probably going to be geared around Valentine's Day. So this opened up on December 11th, and it'll go through January 10th. And then there are the coordinating dies as well. And I was wrong. This is not $12.95. It is not. I didn't realize until like when I went to do my paper pumpkin video, that the dies here in the US went up to $13. So these are still available. You got a postage die, beautiful, and then you got 2 pieces to actually create a tulip. And that's really all that there is. There was nothing in our weekly update, nothing new. So nothing else really to talk about as far as what's going on. Okay, so Brushed with Beauty. So in this suite, you have this really lovely designer series paper. This is the Brushed with Beauty 12 by 12 designer series paper. All the images, and even the other side, it looks like it's been painted. So you have your flowers, and you have got stripes and some pretty designs. I really like this one, the one that I used on my calendar. In this, you have Calypso, Coral, Darling Duckling, Early Espresso, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Secret Sea, and Very Vanilla. Also, with this, there was another pack of paper. It is Vellum. Vellum is back. It's in a 12 by 12 size now. So I hope this is going to stick around for a while longer. Love using Vellum. And then there is, now this is considered a mega suite because it has 2 stamp die bundles. So you have Petals of Beauty and Words of Beauty. So this is the stamp set. And what's nice, that the stamp sets and the dies, they are in the same size packaging. I can take and put the dies in with the stamp set, and they're all together. So now I just got to figure out how I'm going to store this, because I'm used to putting them on a shelf and I can see the spine and know what it is. So it's got two stamp die bundles to it, and then there is the beautiful pattern embossing folder. um, I'm going to be honest with you. I know a lot of the embossing folders, they do put 3D on it. But I will tell you that when I've been using these folders, that they're not saying specifically that it's 3D, but when I look at it, it does look like it's a little bit thicker. So I've been using it as if it was a 3D embossing folder, and it works. So that's in there. And then there is the Petals of Beauty, um, Petals of, no, Pearls of Beauty is what they're called. You have Crumb Cake, Calypso Coral, and then there's a white. Well, the white, the only thing I can think of is that you can color these, and that's what I have done with one of the cards. So this is everything that's in this big mega suite. So let me take the paper, get that out of the way. And again, the packaging that I have these in, these are 13 by 13 Ziploc bags that I got off of Amazon. Um, when it comes to the designer series paper, sometimes they're shrink wrapped, and then sometimes they got the cellophane that you can open and close. So what I like about this is that whenever I have any scraps, I can just throw it all in the bag. I can Ziploc it closed, and it's all contained. And I can also fit more than one package. So for example, this paper right here, this is 2 packs worth of paper that's in here. And there's still plenty of room that I could probably add another 2 more packs, but yeah, we're not going to do that. In addition, what I did bring in as far as another paper is the gold foil that I'm going to use on one of the projects. Okay, so with that, let's get going. So the cards, like I said, they're pretty simple, simple layouts. And we're really utilizing the designer series paper on the cards. I'm getting better. I'm not going to just hoard my paper and collect it, and it just takes up more and more room. One of these days, I am going to take the time to actually start organizing this room, because there's a lot of stuff like everywhere, and I'm like practically tripping over it. So I have to figure out where I'm putting stuff, and we're still going to determine whether or not when it was that you?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure that, because I thought I put my phone on do not disturb. I just want to make sure that, yeah, I definitely have to remember to do that, because I still get hit with all those same spam and telemarketer calls constantly, at least 10 times a day. Ask Yvonne, I want to take this phone and throw it. I want to shut off my phone, because that's all the calls that I end up getting. Um, hold on a second. I got an itch. Got an itch on my foot. Whoa, don't stuff fall over. Okay. Okie dokie. Card base is Crumb Cake, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I have a piece of Verry vanilla that's 5.25 by 4. This is for the inside of the card, and my other phone's dinging. And then I have a piece of Mossy Meadow. This measures 5 by 3 3/4. I have like 2 pieces of that Brushwood Beauty Designer Series paper. This one measures 4 7/8 by 2 5/8, and then this one is 4 7/8 by 1. So we're gonna join them together to create one whole piece. I use the Stylish Shapes Circles dies. So it's not the very largest, but it's the I think it's the second largest. I die cut the vellum, and then I ran it through that beautiful pattern 3D embossing. Well, I put 3D. It doesn't really say 3D on it, but I ran it through that embossing folder. And then I have a scrap of crumb cake. This label die is one of the dies out of the words of beauty. Yeah, words of beauty set of dies. And then also in those dies, there is like your bubble word, and then you have your more detailed. So I had die cut the bubble one out of Mossy Meadow, and then the more detailed one out of Verry Vanilla. Okay, so let's fold and burnish this. Yes, that embossing folder, it is really nice. It's got like a subtle design to it, so it is a really nice embossing folder. Hope that stays around too for a while. Okay, my inside piece here. Let's put that in there. Oh, yeah, Becky, that's exactly what happens to me. And I can tell you they didn't take a break for Christmas either. Any holiday, they don't take a break. Nope, nope. They keep on calling. And I usually, I'll swipe it, to just kind of stop it ringing. But I'll tell you what, there's going to be one time I'm going to just be so frustrated. I am going to answer. I'm not going to let a word get in. I'm just going to let them have it. And I'm not going to be nice about it. And if there was a way that I can do this, because it's been hundreds of different numbers. I block these numbers and they're finding other numbers to call me through. I need to figure out how to get all those numbers to then go and report their butts to that do not call registry that my phone number's been on since June of 2014, because I think it's a very hefty fine for every time that they go and call. So yeah, I think I'll probably put them out of business. Okay, card base. Now let's take this here and we're going to join these two pieces together on the back. I just find it's a little bit easier to join them together and then glue it down to my cardstock all in one shot. All right, over here. Press that down, that kind of holds it all together. Okay, now this seam that we have right here, I'm going to cover that up. And for that, now this suite doesn't have any ribbon in it. So I brought in some different ribbons. So this is the basic beige classic ribbon. It's 3/8 of an inch wide. And I mean, you can see through it a little bit, but it will work for this because some of this is going to be covered up with our other die cuts. So I'm going to cut a piece off, and let's make sure that pin is out of the way so we don't lose that. And I need my tape again. Hey, Carol. Okay. All right, so now I want to kind of put this right over that. And I'm going to tape it on the back. Hold that down. And then on the other side, now it is going to kind of pull and buckle this paper, and I want to try to avoid doing that. So we'll add this piece right here. Okay, and then I got my seal. Add a little extra on there. And then we'll put that on our Mossy Meadow. And there's just going to be this small border, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and add it to my card base. All right. And we'll place that right in the middle. Okay, and then our embossed circle here, I'm going to add some seal to that. Make sure that I'm in the camera here. And we're going to place this right over here in the center like so. All right, now let's get our silicone craft sheet and do our little nifty glue trick with our silicone brush. And we're going to, I don't know if you've used the adhesive sheets, but even though you put that on there when you die cut, sometimes, I don't know, it kind of comes unstuck. And why did I put this here? Because I need this piece. And so I find that by just using this little tiny bit of glue that you use, that it sticks really, really well. And it's not as messy. Okay. And I'm just going to hold that down. Try not to have that move because I don't want the glue on the front of it. Okay. Slide that out of the way. Bring this in. And of course now we got to be right above me running around. It was peaceful. They must have just got home. Okay. Line that up right there. Press it all down. Okay, let me move this out of the way. I think we're using, yeah, we're using that again. Okay. Then I'm going to take some dimensionals and put that on the back of this. Ooh, Froggy's puppies got uber spoiled with human food. Yeah, I'm now that New Year's is coming, I'm not really looking so forward to New Year's because I want it to be peaceful and quiet. I don't want to hear fireworks. I don't want to hear gun shooting. But then again, we do have the National Guard here. And who else do we got here? We got a lot of law enforcement here, so maybe it'll be a little more quiet. It's been nice. Crime and all that's been down a lot since they've been here. I know some people may have a problem with it. I don't. I'm glad that they're here. All right, now my label. I am going to bring in my early espresso ink. So I'm just basically going with the colors that are in that paper. So I have this. Why do we have the National Guard here? Because when Memphis is considered, what were we? The city with the highest amount of homicides. Yeah, this is Trump's way of getting like cities kind of cleaned up, and it's been very nice. The crime has gone down considerably. Um, what else? Oh, yeah, it's been great. It's been great. and there've been a lot of arrests. They've actually found missing children, and so I'm happy that they're here. Um, okay, let me bring in my foam sheet. And yeah, because things here were really out of control with the drive-by shootings and everything else, and it's just been insane. So things have gotten a lot better since they've been here. All right, the stamp that I need. This is going to be a birthday card, so I'm going to use Words of Beauty, and it's your birthday. Now, the only thing about with the stamps being this way, I don't know if any of you have gotten these new sets yet, but so you have your your images, design images on the cover, and then you just have your sheet, your photopolymer sheet. They don't print the stuff on there, but then there's nothing printed there either. So if you end up taking a whole bunch of stamps off of this sheet, then it's basically kind of like a puzzle. Back in the day when there were the wooden blocks, the wood mounted stamps, and you had to kind of figure it out. It was like a puzzle to get all those blocks back into the case. Well, I think that's kind of like what putting these stamps away would be like. Because I had a bunch taken off when I did, I think, one of the cards, and it was like, okay, now where does this go? All right, so there's that. Let me get my block. And the ink. Let's ink this up and let's do it the right way. And let's get this straight. There we go. There's, it's your birthday. Hello, Sharon. Okay. Now, let's put this card together. We're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this as well. So let's put that there. We'll put one on this end, and then we're going to add a little bit of seal in the center. If I can get my seal to actually want to work. All right. Then I'm going to bring in some linen thread. Again, there's no ribbon in this suite, so I'm bringing some ribbon in that coordinates really nice with this. So the linen thread, I'm just going to do a single stranded bow with this. Bring in these loops a little bit. And then, let's see, we're going to put it back behind our greeting. And we'll set that aside. Scissors. Trim this down a little bit. It's a little unruly. And then let's put down our because. So Carol and Sharon, just as an FYI, keep an eye out in your mailboxes. I did get my Christmas cards done. Yay. And they did go out in the mail on Christmas Eve day. And I'll tell you what, it's a good thing I went when I did, because I had a box to send out to my daughter and granddaughter. And I heard the woman say that they were actually closing the counter in the at the post office at 11 a.m. and I was in there about 9:30. So I was glad that I got there. So then that way that box would actually go out that very same day. Okay, so now I'm just going to stick this down. Hopefully it's straight. Maybe if I put the card straight and look right over it. There we go. Now for the embellishments on here, I'm going to use the Crumb Cake color. And take your pick tool. And on these, there's 2 different sizes. So we'll add one right down here. And then 2 small ones. We'll add those right up. Whoops, where to go? Okay, it popped off somewhere. Okay, that's kind of goofy. I don't know where it went. It's not stuck on here. Oh, there it is. It's down here. Okay, and then we'll add another one right up there. Okay, there is our first card. So again, these cards really using the designer series paper. Really like this designer series paper. I think I may need to order another pack considering I'm also using them on I used them on my calendars as well. Okay, now let me quickly clean this up and we'll bring in our next card. And got my little PDF here. And like I said, the PDF is also already out there. Okay, so card number 2. All right, put that aside. Bring in all the pieces. Okay, so my card base is Lost Lagoon, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. For the inside, a piece of Verry vanilla that measures 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of the designer series paper. This measures 5 1/4 by 4. Another pattern of the paper. This is 4 by 2. I have a piece of vellum that measures 4 by 3, and ahead of time I did emboss it using that embossing folder. I have out of a scrap piece of Verry vanilla, another one of those labels. And then ahead of time, because I wanted to die cut this and be prepared. So the larger flower, now these were stamped on Verry vanilla. And so my leaves, that was done with Mossy Meadow ink. The yellow flower is that's Darling Duckling. So I did the more detailed stamping, full strength of the ink, and then the filler part, I stamped that off and then stamped. These are pretty easy to line up. And then there's like this one center type stamp. There's not a small or a large, it's just one size. And I stamped that in early espresso. And then on the smaller flower, I did the full strength of Calypso coral and the stamped off Calypso coral. So we got those pieces, and let's get this thing put together. So we'll fold and burnish this. There's Terry. She heard blue. She probably heard blue and it's like, ah, ding, 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 ding. Blue, blue, blue. Okay, so let's add this to our inside. Carol says hi. Yvonne.
Oh, hi, Carol.
She's saying hi. She's sitting in here working. What is she working on?
Diamond painting.
She's doing I got us these little diamond painting acrylic pieces. So there's little snow globes and also little nutcrackers. So she's been having fun putting those together. So she's not going to be falling asleep this time. And if I hear her head like hit the desk, then we got things like this that we can just toss.
What? Your scissors?
Nope, like an acrylic block.
Ah.
Just watch. There's a 7-second delay. But by the time that 7 seconds hits, it'll be too late. You'd already be feeling it. Okay, so the designer series paper is gonna go right on the center. See, it's pretty. See, it's just pretty all by itself. It's like that paper is just, it's awesome. All right, next piece is going to be our vellum. So I'm going to add some on the ends here. And we'll also add some across here. This is going to be covered up with the designer series paper. So I don't even think you're going to really see the adhesive. Well, we're going to find out here in a second. And I'm going to place this kind of like in the middle here. So it's the same width as that designer series paper. So you can see it a little bit, but again, it's going to be covered up with the designer series paper. All right, and then this piece is going to be popped up. So dimensionals. And let's see, let's do up here. All right, take these off. All right. Let's center this one side to the next. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to take our leaves here and add a little bit of adhesive to this one. And we'll do the base of this one. And we'll do this one. Okay, and then this will go right, let's say right over here, like so. And then we're going to take our smaller flower here. I don't know why my seal is being fussy. Usually it's right there at the tip of it, but for some reason it's not. Okay. This flower is going to go right down here. And then our larger one, this one's going to go right up here like so. And then for our greeting piece, let's bring in our piercing mat. And I still got some brown ink on this block. And so this one, we're going to use You're a Great Friend. You're a Great Friend. You're a Great Friend. There we go. Take off the birthday. And then for this one, we're going to stamp this in Lost Lagoon ink. Ink that up. And let's hope that this goes straight. Yay, it's stamped good. All right, let's move that out of the way. And then we're going to pop this piece up too. Okay, then for this one too, we're going to do another single-stranded bow with the linen thread. Okay, that's probably going to be good. Maybe a little bit smaller. All right, let's bring in a glue dot. And let's snip this. All right. Let's see, right there. All right, let me see where I'm going to place this. I'm going to place this right about here. So I want this to go right there. All right. Place that right there like so. Now for the embellishments, we're going to do a little bit of coloring. So you have your white Calypso coral and crumb cake. And I'm going to take my dark Lost Lagoon Stampin' Blend. And I'm going to color 3 of these white ones. So I'm using my brush tip. You want to be kind of gentle on this. And when I usually color these, I will do more than one coat on them. These would have been really pretty if they did have a Lost Lagoon colored one in here. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's air dry these. Okay. We're going to take one and add it there. And add another one right there. Come on. Get on there. It's like a Mexican jumping bean. All right. There we go. There is our second card. So we're just kicking it out. We're kicking it out. We've been at it for what? An hour and 4 minutes. We're doing really good on time. So there's our second card. Now on to our third one. And our third one's going to be a fun fold. So we are going to revisit the bookbinding card, and we're going to use the pattern of paper that is definitely like one of my favorite patterns. Clean this really quick. And let's see, where is the stamps? Now this one, I want to use the greeting that says, I think you're amazing. And let's see, where is that one? You've been on my mind. I think you're amazing. All right. Okay. All right, so let's get our pieces. All right. Okay, so my card base is Calypso Coral. It's 11 by 4 1/4. I have scored it at 4 1/4 and at 5 1/2. So we're going to fold this, and I don't know why I just went right into folding this and didn't tell you what the rest of the measurements were on everything else. And then this will fold back. Okay, so we'll set that aside. I also have 2 pieces of Verry vanilla that measure 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. One is going to go on the inside and the other is going to go on the front. Then there's another piece of Verry vanilla that measures 4 1/8 by 1 1/8, and that's going to go over here on this spine. Then with the designer series paper, the Brush with Beauty, I have this pattern, which is one that I really, really like. This one measures 4 by 4. And then I have another piece, so it's the back of this pattern, the Calypso Coral. This measures 4 by 1, so that's going to go on that piece there. And then I do have a scrap that I'm going to stamp my greeting. That too is in the Words of Beauty set of dies. And then in the Petals of Beauty, you have this die here. I die cut that out of gold foil. And then these set of leaves I did out of the vellum. Okay, so let's take this, and we're going to adhere these pieces on. It's like my adhesive isn't wanting to stay up near the tip when I go to use it. All right. This is going to get lined up. I think I need to use something a little bit darker underneath it. We'll place that. Move it a little bit. Okay. There we go. And then we'll attach okay, come on, don't, this is sticking too well, and I didn't even press it down. I don't know why I didn't just use liquid glue on this. All right, let's try this again, because there's only a little tiny border on here. Okay. All right, so let me take this piece And I'm going to attach that to my card front, like so. Okay, and this piece we're not going to put down quite yet because I want to add some ribbon to that. And this is going to go on the inside. So, all right, and I think I'm going to take this part right here and I'm going to adhere this down. Okay, so that's how our card is going to open. Now for this one, I'm going to bring in this really pretty Mossy Meadow and gold ribbon. This is that ribbon that goes with that Painterly Pears suite. So the one side you see more of the Mossy Meadow, and then the other side you see more of the gold. So I want to see more of the green with a little bit of gold in there. And I'm going to cut a piece, and then I'm going to cut another piece because instead of tying a bow, I'm going to tie a knot on that one. So where's my tape? Okay, so I'm going to center it. Tape this side down. Okay, and before I tape that down, I'm going to get another glue dot. And I'm going to stick, see the center. Okay, stop twisting. Stop twisting. Now I got one stuck on my finger. All right, and then this is going to come across. Okay. All right, and then wrap this over. Okay, so that's all down. And then we'll add some more seal to this. All right, and then this is going to go right over here. Like so. Scooch that over just a tiny bit. And then this little piece here, I'll just tuck that under. And then I'm going to tie my knot. I'm going to try to twist this so that way I'm seeing more of the green rather than the gold. And this time I don't need to add a glue dot to hold it down. The sample card I did, I needed to add a glue dot just to show it where it needs to be. I'll trim this one. Okay, now for all our little elements here, I'm going to let's see, let's go ahead and stamp this first. And for this one, I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow ink. Now, because my full-size ink pad, I don't know what's up with it. This happens at times where you think that you need to re-ink the ink pad. However, it is plenty inked. And for some reason, when you stamp into it, it's like it's being indented by the actual stamp. So for the time being, I'm going to use one of these little ink spots. And I'll ink this up. And I'll stamp that right in the middle. Okay. And then move that. Bring in our glue mat. And I'm going to hold that down. We need some more glue. And let's see. Add some there. Trying not to have this shift too much so glue gets on that foil. Okay, let's move that out of the way. And we'll bring in our card. And this is going to lay right across like so. Okay, so we're done with that. Let's see, this one here, this one we're going to lay this, let's see, right across right here. So I want to add glue dots. So I'm going to add one right here on this very bottom. So that way this part will hold down. And I'm just going to wrap. Oh, I got a glue dot on my finger. And then let's see, this is going to kind of sit up. So add one there. And we'll add one right there. Okay, and then we're going to take this and we'll have it a little more straight, like so. And then the I Think You're Amazing, we're going to pop this up. All right. It's going to go right over that like so. And then for our embellishments, we're going to use the Calypso coral ones. That one right there. And then we got one here. And right there. Okay. How'd we do on time? An hour and 19 minutes. We did good. We did good, good, good. Yay. We need to make these go this quick. All right, let me kind of move this stuff out of the way. Let me show you this card and bring in the other two cards that were done. So this is a bookbinding card. Love the Calypso coral. Of course, I really love this pattern of the designer series paper. And in here you can put your greeting, write something nice, and yeah. And of course, this is going to fit in a regular sized envelope. All right, so that was our third card. Our second card was this one here with the Lost Lagoon, and we kind of made our own embellishments. We took the white ones from those pearls, and then we just colored it with a dark um, Lost Lagoon Stampin' Blend. And then we did this one where we used the die cut word of because, and we combined our designer series paper, and I just really like the simplicity of this one as well. Okay, so there are our three projects. If you like the projects, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, I think every one of you here are covered. Please subscribe. The likes, the comments, the subscriptions, all of that helps in not only growing this channel, but it also helps in building my Stampin' Up! Business as well. So I'm going to tidy up just a little bit. Pinned up at the top of the chat box, there is a link to that Google spreadsheet where you can add your name if you would like to be in the drawing for one of tonight's cards. I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit so I can bring the laptop in when I go to do that drawing. Again, if you have any issues whatsoever trying to get your name added to it, just say something in the chat box and somebody here will be more than happy to get you added to that sheet. And I thank all of you for joining me tonight. I know usually, well, and it's a Friday. It's the day after Christmas. So I know people probably still had things going on. And you guys also accommodated the fact that I also went live an hour earlier, which it worked good today. See, I mean, there's a thought that I could go live at 6, but the thing is, when we look at normally on a Friday, I would work I work from home on Fridays, but I'd get done at 5. So would I be giving myself enough time, to go live at 6? So that, I don't know if I want to push it, but actually getting done a little bit earlier, that works pretty good. All right. Put that there. All right. Got all of that. There's my embellishments. There they are. Oh, and then these passport holders, I have these linked in the description as well, along with those the Ziploc bags that I use for my designer series paper. Okay, why are you not fitting in there? All right, so I'm gonna put those there. Let's put that there. And again, the PDF, this is available on my Google Drive. Just the link for it again is in the description right above, just above the list of supplies. All right, clean that really quick, and let's see where we're at here. Let me move this, and let me bring in my little container there with all my little post-it notes. All right. Okay, let's see who we have on here. Let's see. Hold on a second. Tracy, Becky, Froggy, Terry, Carol, and Sharon. You want to be added, Yvonne?
No.
No? Okay. Anybody else? Do we got everybody? I think we may. Okay, let me just see. All right, so let me go ahead and think we got everybody. And let's add all these names. Whew, feeling warm in here. Oh, Yvonne doesn't want airmail. Here's your card. All right, so that one's good, Tracy. That was good.
That was good.
Yeah, so Tracy, Becky, Froggy, Terry, Carol, and Sharon. So I think we got everybody. So let me kind of slide these up. And my plan is to get these out in the mail. I'm going to try for tomorrow morning. So tomorrow we're actually doing another like mini Christmas type dinner with Andrea. So yep, at least there was plenty of food left over from what we cooked for yesterday. So we're just going to add a little bit more to it, and we're going to be good to go. All right. So now let me bring this in. Let me move these out of the way. And we got our cards. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, can you still see that one? All right, move this over a little bit. All right, let's go to our wheel. Come on, mouse. Go where you're supposed to go. Okie dokie. So here we go. The first card. Carol. Which card would you like, Carol? The because it's your birthday, you're a great friend, or I think you're amazing? Number 3, okay. Chugging right along. Oh, did Deborah jump off? I just saw Deborah's name in here, and so Sharon. Number 2, did Deborah leave us? Did she get tired? Was glad to see her on here. Okay, so the first card that we made, that is going to go to Becky. All right. There it is. Okay. Whoa, sorry about that. All right. So let me get this out of the way, and let's kind of wrap everything up. We did really good on time, about an hour and a half. So good job, good job. All right. So, oh, you're awake, Terry? Okay, so again, thank you so much for joining me tonight, everyone, and an hour earlier. this is something I may consider going forward, in the new year. Just kind of thinking of some things that I can do to kind of change things up a little bit. Um, we'll see what I can do when it comes to the time, because it's nice to finish a little bit earlier and then not having to have dinner so late. So again, if you like the projects, please give the video a thumbs up. Uh, Also, again, the PDF for tonight's projects, that's all done. That's all on the drive. So the link for that is in the description as well. The newsletter, the link is there as well. There's going to be one coming out. I think it'll be like the first Tuesday in January. I got to figure out what all my video content is going to be. I will let you know that next Thursday I will be using the snowy designs. This is the one that has the decorative mask to it. So maybe it'll feel a little more like winter when I go to do that one. And then next Friday is going to be this one, the lights of Aurora. So this is the one that we're going to use next Friday. As far as the time goes, um, let's see how that, let me think about what I'm going to do as far as the time. I may do it at 7 or I may do it at 6. So I will definitely keep you posted on that. When I create the video, kind of like the upcoming video thumbnail for the video, it's going to state in there if it's going to be 6 o'clock or 7. Does would 6 o'clock work for you guys? Is that is that too early for you, or do you like it a little bit later? Um, what do you think? Because what's nice is I do work from home on Friday, so I'm already here. I don't have to travel. So 6, okay. Yeah, I think I think we'll do that a little bit. We'll do it a little bit early. We'll do it at, look at this one sitting right here saying 6 is fine. Okay, so next Friday it'll be at 6 o'clock. So, yeah, so I won't, by next time I see you guys, we will already be in 2026. So, again, I hope all of you had just a wonderful Christmas. Have a happy new year. Please stay safe. If you are, if you're going to be out and about that evening, I know that we're going to be right here in this space right here and probably hearing a bunch of fireworks and whatnot going off. And, so there won't be going bed early, but I will watch the ball drop in New York, because being from New York, that's just what I've always watched. So, so with that, everybody, have a wonderful evening. It is Friday. Yeah, it is Friday, and enjoy your weekend. And yeah, so New Year's Eve is our annual Monopoly game. Ooh, that sounds like fun, Froggy. Okay, so with that, thank you everybody for joining me. Again, have a good evening. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.
Wow, that was fast.
An hour and 30.